Hey guys, it's me, Ego here. Hi. Hello. Strong cover, 48-hour lasting cover, velvet matte. Today I brought with me all the shades from Clio's Kill Cover Foundwear Cushion XP, which are the 20SS limited edition of their original cover cushion with a powerful 48-hour cover lasting coverage. A renewal of their original cushion is said to have returned powerfuler, longer lasting coverage, and when just looking at the case, it's so pretty, right? Since these are renewed products, I'll be showing you the colors of each shade and then simply compare them with their original counterparts. Clio's Kill Cover Foundwear Cushion XP 20SS package, released in a total of 3 shades, packaged in shiny silver boxes. When opening the box, I can see that they also come along with a refill along with the cushion. The compact has a chic black, shiny silver mirror design on the cover that reflects like a mirror. The puff itself is also black in color with the surface of the edge feeling bouncy and coated. And there was originally a seal here, but I removed it when I was first testing them out. One thing I would like to point out is that since the seal is attached with 3M tape, it can leave a sticky residue, so you need to remove it carefully. After removing the seal, I'm presented with a very moist sponge type cushion. 2 BP Laundry, 3 BY Linen, 4 BO Ginger. I've applied all the shades on my cheek and there is a rose beige which gives off a lively feeling, a yellow toned natural beige, and a vibrant medium beige which you can choose according to your skin tone. These cushions use various sized covering powder particles to provide even coverage to create smooth, clumpus looking skin. These cushions have a non-sticky, non-greasy velvet finish and seems to be a good cushion that can be applied comfortably that also produces a slight glow. These cushions, while providing high adhesion, are said to be able to provide a soft, sticky-less, smearless finish. As you can see, there was barely any transfer. I did feel that some oil seemed to have rubbed off onto my phone, but not the foundation itself. It just feels like only the oil got transferred, and when looking at the sides of my cheek, there were no marks left behind. I personally like how they have a cooling application, and I said that they have a soft, fluffy finish, but I personally think that rather than soft, it was more like a semi-matte finish, which I think could possibly feel different depending on person's skin type. 2 BP Laundry. This felt very reddish when applied on my arm, but it less so when applied on my face and seemed to have brightened up my face. I think it's great to use for people who normally use shade number 21 or like products that will make their face look bright. 3 BY Linen. I thought that this shade will fit well with my skin tone when I first applied on my arm. When applied on my face, I think it gives a natural bright feeling. Since it's yellow in tone, it seems to cover the redness naturally, and I think it's great to use for people who normally uses a yellow tone shade number 21 or for those who have reddish skin. 4 BO Ginger. This looked a bit dark when applied on my arm, but when applied on my face, it matched my skin so well it looked as if I hadn't applied anything. So it looks like my skin is very clean, and I think it'll be great for people who normally uses the shade number 23 or a yellow base. Since the skin tone of my arm is brighter than my face, the shades look different when applied on my arm and my face. They seem to create a more natural look than I expected, and the coverage extremely strong as it covered my blemishes and acne very naturally. Since I have dry skin on my cheeks, I thought that it would have felt a bit dry as time goes by, but it didn't. It was just perfect, and since T-zone area tends to secrete a bit of oil, I saw that it got slightly glowy. But on the other hand, Hailey Sam, who has dry skin, said that she felt a bit dry, so it will be best to make sure you sufficiently moisturize your skin through your skincare routine if you have dry skin. And for about how long it lasts, I left it on for almost a whole day without fixing my base makeup, and it seemed to last very well without getting cakey or coming off. But since I do have a lot of sebum on my nose, it seemed that these sebums stood out clearly, but as the T-zone area tend to secrete a bit of oil, my skin looked smoother with that slight oily glow. All in all, I could really see it maintaining up to 48 hours. And now I'll do a simple comparison between them and the original cushion. I had the shade 2 BP Laundry, but I couldn't find where it went, so unfortunately I only have the shade 3 BY Linen and 4 BO Ginger with me at the moment. So I'll just finish the video by comparing with these shades. The original cushions are on the left side and the new XP 20SS are on the right side. When looking at the shades, I personally think that the original cushions appear brighter in color and feels lighter. So I think that the original 2 BP Laundry will also feel brighter than the new one. Since the new XP 20SS cushion came out with higher coverage, I think it covers more perfectly than the original one. When placing my phone against my cheeks after leaving them on for a few hours, the new XP 20SS cushions seem to have just a little bit of smearing, but the original one smeared a bit more. So like this, I've swatched a review of Clio's Kill Cover Foundwear Cushion XP and also did a very simple comparison between them and the original cushions. I really couldn't find the shade to BP for the original one, so it's a pity that I couldn't compare them all, but I hope that it was a bit helpful to you. So this is my review of all shades of Clio's Kill Cover Foam Wear Cushion XP. Thank you for watching my video today. Don't forget to subscribe, press the like buttons, and please leave some comments for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!